Honey, ever feel like there's just not enough time in the day?
Oh, every day, dear. The cooking, the cleaning, the laundry. It's exhausting.
Well, not anymore. Introducing Mr. Handy, the fully automated, multifunctional home assistant from Robco Industries. Need breakfast in bed? A spotless kitchen? Even a conversation partner?
Don't talk to me.
Mr. Handy does it all. From serving piping hot meals to keeping an eye on the kids, Mr. Handy is your perfect household companion. Built with the latest in AI technology and patented flame-throwing capability for pest control, you'll never need another helping hand again. Call Robco Industries today and bring home your very own Mr. Handy, because the future is in your hands.
Oh dear, with Mr. Handy. We finally have time to enjoy the finer things in life.
Like a cola. Golly, I love that stuff.
Good evening, listeners, and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to WBRN, your trusted source for news, keeping you informed in these uncertain times. I'm your host, Alan Holt, and tonight, we bring you a special report on the growing international crisis as nations struggle for control over dwindling resources. Our top story tonight, heightened tensions surrounding access to vital commodities like oil, water, and rare minerals. The situation in the Middle East remains volatile, with global powers positioning themselves for influence over remaining fuel reserves. The United States continues to support local governments, ensuring stability and maintaining strategic partnerships. However, diplomatic negotiations remain tense, and experts warn that an economic or political misstep could have widespread consequences. Meanwhile, China has reinforced its presence along key trade routes and expanded operations in Africa, securing essential raw materials to sustain its industries. These actions have prompted discussions in Washington, with policymakers weighing responses to maintain balance on the global stage. In Europe, governments are implementing emergency measures to cope with worsening shortages. A recent vote in the European Union has led to new water conservation policies, and with ongoing disruptions to agricultural supply chains, concerns about food security are growing. Reports from humanitarian groups indicate increasing pressure on infrastructure and resources, forcing cities to adapt to the challenges ahead. Whereas economic instability has triggered unrest, particularly in regions where industries depend on global supply chains, the American economy has felt the strain, with energy prices soaring past previous records and reports of sporadic power disruptions in certain areas. Financial analysts warn that continued instability could lead to tighter government regulations and economic shifts that will affect everyday citizens. As uncertainty spreads, many Americans are left wondering, what comes next? How will we adapt to these rapid changes? And what steps can be taken to secure a stable future? We'll continue to monitor these developments and bring you updates as they unfold. Stay with us. You're listening to WBRN, your voice in an ever-changing world.
America is on the move. Whether you're cruising coast to coast, roaring down Route 66, or just picking up the kids from school, you need reliable power. At Red Rocket, we provide only the best in effusion-powered fuel. Our high-octane, atomic-efficient gasoline keeps your car running smoother, faster, and longer. So next time you hit the open road, make sure it's with Red Rocket, because with Red Rocket, you're going places.
Good evening, listeners, and thank you for tuning in to WBRN, your trusted voice in an uncertain world. I'm Alan Holt, bringing you the latest developments as our nation faces increasing challenges at home and abroad. Tonight, we turn our focus inward to the struggles facing everyday Americans as resources grow scarce and policies tighten. For months, experts have warned that the strain on global supply chains would have consequences. Now, we're seeing it firsthand. Gasoline rationing has been expanded in multiple states, with new restrictions limiting civilian access to fuel. Lines at stations in major cities stretch for blocks, with many drivers reporting wait times exceeding 5 hours. Frustrations have boiled over in some areas, with reports of altercations and even looting at refueling stations. In response, law enforcement presence has been increased, and officials urge citizens to remain patient and follow rationing guidelines. But it's not just fuel. Food shortages are becoming a growing concern. Grocery store shelves are emptier than ever, and prices have skyrocketed. Basic staples like bread, milk, and fresh produce are becoming increasingly difficult to find. Some supermarkets have begun implementing purchase limits, restricting customers to a set number of essential items per visit. The federal government has assured the public that supply lines remain intact. But for many, reassurance is not enough when their families go to bed hungry. With these hardships comes unrest. Protests have erupted in multiple cities, with demonstrators demanding action from lawmakers. The most significant gathering took place in downtown Boston earlier today, where thousands took to the streets calling for increased aid and transparency from government officials. The demonstration started peacefully, but escalated when authorities attempted to disperse the crowd, leading to a tense standoff that lasted well into the evening. Several arrests were made, and city officials have declared a state of emergency in affected areas. In response to the growing crisis, the federal government has announced the expansion of the Civil Defense Resource Allocation Program. an initiative aimed at stabilizing supply chains and ensuring essential goods reach those who need them most. President Richardson delivered a statement earlier today, urging Americans to remain steadfast and united during this difficult period. We understand the hardships many are facing, and we are working around the clock to bring relief to our citizens. America has faced challenges before, and we have always overcome them. We ask for your cooperation and patience as we move forward together. Despite reassurances, many citizens remain skeptical, with rumors circulating about the government prioritizing military contracts over public welfare. Officials have denied these claims, but leaked documents suggest that increased defense spending has taken precedence in recent budget allocations. As tensions rise, one question remains on everyone's mind. How much longer can we endure these conditions? Are we approaching the breaking point? Or will our leaders find a way to pull us back from the edge? We'll have more after the break, including an exclusive interview with local business owners struggling to keep their doors open in the face of economic uncertainty. Stay with us. You're listening to WBRN, where the news never stops.
Are you ready to protect your family? Defend your country? Secure the American dream? Then answer the call of duty. The United States Army needs brave men and women like you. With ongoing threats from communist aggressors, now is the time to stand up and serve. As part of our elite forces, you'll receive top-tier training, cutting-edge power armor, and the pride of knowing you're keeping America safe. Visit your local recruitment office today. The U.S. Army, because freedom isn't free.
With me is the owner, Mr. Gerald Whitaker, who's been running this place for over 20 years. Mr. Whitaker, tell us, how bad has it gotten?
Alan, I've seen tough times before, but nothing like this. Used to be. I'd get my shipments in every Tuesday, no problem. Now, I'm lucky if a truck shows up once a month. Half my shelves are empty, and the stuff I do have, well, folks are getting desperate. I had a man try to trade his wedding ring for a bag of flour the other day.
Have you had to turn people away?
More than I care to count. I've got regulars, people I've known for years, coming in with their kids, asking if I can spare just a little extra. If I do that, I won't have anything left for the next person. I had to hire a security guard just to keep things from getting out of hand.
What about the government programs? Have they helped?
I mean, the Civil Defense Rationing Initiative. Sure, they gave me a couple of boxes of supplies, but it's a drop in the bucket. People are angry, Alan, and scared. And when folks get scared, they do things they never thought they'd do.
Finally, I spoke with the Callahan family, who have taken drastic steps to protect themselves from what they fear is coming. They've converted their basement into a fully stocked fallout shelter, preparing for the worst. Mr. Callahan, why did you decide to do this?
Look around. You see what's happening out there? But people are dropping in the streets. You think those high-ups don't have bunkers of their own? So I figured if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me and mine.
Mrs. Callahan, how do you feel about all this?
I just want my kids to be safe. My oldest, Danny, keeps asking when things will go back to normal. I don't have an answer for him.
You've been living down here for 2 weeks now. How long do you plan on staying?
As long as it takes. We got enough food for a year if we stretch it. Water's the big concern, but we're rationing. When the time comes, we'll be ready.
And if nothing happens?
Then we come out and hope we still got a country to call home.
America is changing. The shortages, the fear, the desperation. It's all leading somewhere. And whether that destination is salvation or destruction, none of us can say for sure. What we do know is this: time is running out. Stay safe out there, folks, and keep listening. Because as long as WBRN is on the air, you'll never be alone.
In these uncertain times, your family deserves security, and Vault-tec is here to provide it. With state-of-the-art, fully self-sustaining underground vaults, you'll have peace of mind no matter what the world throws your way. Each Vault-tec shelter is equipped with the finest amenities: clean air, fresh water, comfortable accommodations, and government-approved entertainment. Why take chances above ground when the future is waiting below? Vault-tec, because you never know, but we do.
This is Alan Holt, coming to you as the unthinkable happens. We've just received word that it's true. The bombs have dropped. Multiple major cities have been targeted in the early hours of the morning. Reports are coming in from around the world, and it's clear this is no accident. The world's government, our government, has failed us. And now we face the consequences. I'm receiving reports from our military sources that there has been a coordinated nuclear strike. North America, Europe, and parts of Asia are affected. Washington is down. New York is gone. Chicago has been hit, and I fear the worst for other major cities. I know I'm supposed to keep it together. People rely on me for information. But right now, I don't know how to even process this. The world is unraveling. We're hearing rumors that some of the missiles weren't even nuclear, some kind of biological agent. And if that's true, it's worse than we imagined. We're hearing cries for help from all corners of the nation, but it's too late. The world as we knew it is gone. We're trying to reach survivors for first-hand accounts of the devastation. We've got a line open with someone from New York City, which, well, if you're hearing this, you know by now, it's no longer standing. Emily.
Oh God, Alan. Oh God, it's horrible. The sky turned green, and there was this wave of heat. I don't know what happened, but people are running everywhere. Some are gone, Alan, just vaporized. People are screaming for their families. We can't find anyone, and I don't know how to survive.
Emily, I need you to stay calm. What do you see around you? Are there any shelters?
I don't know. People are running into buildings. I'm heading into a subway, but I don't know if it'll help. We're all just waiting for the next one. Please, Alan, tell my family. Tell them I love them.
Emily, please stay safe. Please. Our thoughts are with you, as they are with all of you still out there in the chaos. I can't promise that we'll all make it through this. But if you're hearing this, if you still have access to a radio, hold on to it. We'll keep you informed.
Howdy, partner. Feeling parched after a long day wrangling papers at the office or fixing up that old Corvega in the driveway? Well, dust off those boots and grab yourself an ice-cold Sunset Sarsaparilla, the West's favorite thirst quencher since 1918. Made with real cane sugar and packed with vitamin R. That's R for ranch-ready energy. And don't forget, every bottle cap of Sunset Sarsaparilla might just be your golden ticket to winning $50,000. Keep collecting those special blue star caps, because who...
This is a national emergency. This is not a test. A full-scale nuclear attack has occurred. Follow all instructions given by your local authorities. Seek shelter immediately. Remain indoors and do not attempt to contact family members unless absolutely necessary. Remain in a sealed environment until further notice. Do not attempt to leave your shelter unless instructed. Stay tuned to emergency broadcasts for additional updates. Your safety is the priority.
You've just heard the warning. Seek shelter if you can. But I fear it's too late for many of us. The world will never be the same after this night. If you're still hearing my voice, know that you're not alone. There are millions of us out here just trying to survive. And maybe we'll rebuild from this. Maybe we'll survive. But for now, all we can do is hold on and pray. This is Alan Holt, and this is WBRN. This is WBRN. Signing off for the last time. God help us all.